Hey students, welcome to virtual session of week 5 of Database Management Systems course. If you can hear me properly, please raise your hands. Okay, thank you. So we were talking about physical database design and tuning in our face-to-face class, and the lecture was over. We were on the last slide. I want to know if you have questions from these contents, so you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll explain the last slide. So as you know that this week was about physical database design and tuning, and one of the students emailed me about assignment. There are 2 questions which you have to solve for your assignment. Okay, the 2 questions to be solved in the assignment, and the first question is based on solution of some other questions. So I have not given you too many questions, and I have given you only 2 questions for assignment 1. But to solve those questions, try to solve those questions correctly and yourself after complete understanding. And the questions are based on solution of some other questions. So to solve one question, you may have to solve multiple 2 or 3 questions. So try to do it on your own and with complete understanding. And follow the deadline as well. As I told you that although the submission will be open after the deadline, but with penalty. So whenever you submit your upload your file, submit your assignment, the date is and time is recorded. So all the assignments received before the submission deadline will be marked out of 100% marks, and the other will be marked according to the policy which I have already posted in the announcement section for this. So so try to follow the deadline. So anybody has any questions? About midterm exams, the format of midterm exam is not yet decided, and we have not received the schedule of midterm as well. So as soon as I'll have some information about it, I'll share with you. But of course, all the courses, all the contents which will be studied before midterms will be included in the midterm exams. But I'll be telling you in more detail about the format of question paper and how the content distribution will be for different types of questions. And I'll also be sharing with you sample questions for midterm. But for that, we have a few more weeks because it's week 5. We have 2 more weeks, and your exam will be in week 8. So most probably by the end of week 6, I'll be sharing all this information with you. Okay, this week was about physical database design and tuning, and I told you that some factors which affect the physical database design. So we have to analyze database queries and transactions. That for each query you collect some information, like which files will be accessed by the query, what are the attributes on which selection conditions for the query are specified, which attributes are involved in join condition, and which attributes are the ones whose values will be retrieved by the query. So you collect this information, and then you analyze that. Analyze those queries and transactions, and you check for each update, transaction, and operation. You collect the following information, like which file will be updated, which file will be performed on each file, like either it is insertion, updation, or deletion, and the attributes on which selection conditions for a delete or updates are specified. So those attributes are of utmost importance. The attributes whose value will be changed by an update operation. So you record all this information whenever an update is, you see an update. Then you analyze the expected frequency of invocation of queries and transactions. Like which operation will be performed most frequently So if you know that this or this query will be executed most frequently, so you can reduce the execution time for that query, maybe by denormalization, or maybe by improving the performance at the cost of storage or access speed. So you either speed or access or resources. So and the attitude rule applies over here, that 20% of the data is accessed 80% of the time. So this attitude rule is true for this scenario as well, that 20% of data is accessed 80% of the time. So you have to improve the performance for your system for that 20% of the data. To identify that 20% of the data is the key task, which we are doing right now, and that we are saying that we are performing tuning of the physical database. And then analyzing the time constraints of queries and transactions. So there are some time constraints for some transactions. So you have to record this or identify such queries, and you will be considering those queries as high priority queries. And then you analyze the expected frequency of update operations, and the minimum number of access paths should be there for the update for the file that is updated frequently. So for the file which is updated frequently, there should be minimum number of access paths for that, and we try to achieve that. And then you analyze the uniqueness constraint of attribute. Access path should be specified on all candidate key attributes or set of attributes that are either the primary key or constrained to be unique. Then when you make decisions about indexing, then you decide that whether to index an attribute or not, what attribute or attributes to index, whether to set up a clustered index or hash index or tree index or dynamic hashing. So which indexing technique you should follow, or whether you should. So this is the decision which you make. And sometimes you perform denormalization as a design decision for speeding up queries. So although you normalize different queries, but sometimes normalization improves access time. So for some queries in which frequent updates are required or which are frequently executed, so for them denormalizing will not be harmful. Rather, it increases the performance and it improves the performance. So by doing normalization, you improve the performance of frequently occurring queries and transactions. But there is a trade-off between update and query performance. Now, what is tuning? It is the process of continuing to revise or adjust physical database design by monitoring resource utilization as well as internal DBMS processing to reveal bottlenecks. So you want to identify bottlenecks where there is a contention for the same data or devices. So when you identify those bottlenecks, then you can improve performance by removing those bottlenecks. And the goal of tuning is to make application run faster, to lower the response time of queries and transactions, and to improve the overall throughput of transactions. And there are some statistics which are internally collected in DBMS, which is the size of individual tables, number of distinct values in a column. So these are the attributes which are collected internally. So many people have raised their hands. I want to know, do you have questions? Amal, Zarif. Arwa, any questions? If you have questions, you can. Okay, I don't know why you are typing messages, but my screen is not scrolling down. Let me see what you have. We need chapters. We have 9 days. What do you mean by chapters? Latifa, your question was we need to have chapters. You sent a message that maybe you were talking about midterm exams. Okay, so I'll tell you about the format of your midterm exams, and all the course studied till week 7 will be included in midterm exam. All the chapters. For your stick to the contents which are mentioned in Hala, I am answering your question. You said that teacher, I discovered that there is some missing and mixing information in chapter 17 in the slides. That's why it is important to have study guide for the required topics. I would say that all the topics which are mentioned in the slides are included in your course. But the chapter may contain some additional topics, so you don't have to study the topics which are not mentioned in slides. To stick to the slides, all the topics which are mentioned in slides are included, except the last week in which I excluded from slide number 6 to slide number 35. So the slides which will be excluded, I'll mention that. Okay, and remember. The material, the study material, like in every week there are some links to explore, some videos to watch, so all that material is also included in your exam. Like for this week, if you see that there is a link in this week which you have to explore, that's not that. So there is a link which you have to explore in this week. If you let me paste it over here for you. Like this is the link for this week. So, like one of the learning outcomes, which is the last learning outcome, point number 5, compare and contrast object-oriented database and relation-based database. So this learning outcome number 5 is not mentioned in slides, but it's available in this link. So you have to read the relevant text from the book, and the reading material is also included. Yes, up to week 7 so far. And if I'll exclude some topics, I'll let you know before midterm exam. But there are no chances for exclusion of topics right now. No students, I would say that you have to read all the course material. You have to read your textbook. So no study guide now. You have to read the book. There is no exception that you can skip book and read from some other sources. Your textbook and the reading material, your slides and videos given on the blackboards are your main content, and you have to read all that. If you yes, the topics mentioned in the slides, you have to study that also, because slides are not enough. You have to read those topics from book, and the book contains some additional topics which are not mentioned in slides. So, like in every chapter, if there are some topics which are not mentioned in slides, then you can skip those topics, the topics which are not in slides. Stick to the contents which are given on the blackboard. All the contents given on the blackboard are your main sources, and except for last week, in which I excluded 6 slides, number 6 to 35 deliberately. And the last topic, like I said, about calculation of cost and cost functions, I skip for now, but I'll be covering it in the coming week. Okay, Hannah, if you find some mistake in slides or there is some like you can say the discrepancy, please email me in detail about that so that I can identify that if there is any problem or not. Yes, Latifa, you want to talk? You can. Let me give you microphone. Yes, I have enabled your microphone. You can talk now.
Hi, Doctor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was talking about the slide because I'm confused. We need you to just send us an email regarding the changes in the slide. Like you said, week 6, I think, slide 6 and 35, or from 6 to 35.
Slide 6, from slide 6 to 35.
Okay.
I announced in the face-to-face class.
Yeah, please. So it will be clear for us during when we are studying for the midterm, because we can go back to the announcement and see the changes, because some people are not attending.
Okay, I'll make announcement.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll make announcement, don't worry.
That's it. And regarding the midterms, I was wondering if you can tell us now what are the chapters that are included, so we can study, because we're starting to study now. We don't have that much time.
Okay, what I can do is that since like we start preparing our question papers once we receive an indication from college that midterm exams are scheduled in this way, and we receive the guidelines for constructing our question paper. So far a meeting has not been conducted. So as soon as a meeting gets conducted and I receive a signal from college that now we have to prepare question paper, as soon as the question paper gets designed, I'll share the format and the contents with you.
Okay. Because we have the schedule. We have the schedule, but we don't know up to which chapter we have to study. That's it. But thank you.
Okay, I'll email Dr. Ali maybe about it, because he is our coordinator. So as soon as I receive information, I'll share it with you.
I'd appreciate it if you could get the answers this weekend. So because we're working and we have only the weekend to study and catch up. But thank you.
Okay. I'll email him today. Thank you. So I would say that start reading from slides. 6 slides, and I'll be able to tell you in week 6 about it. Yes, sir. What's your question? The second part of question 2. Okay, let me see. Let me open it first. 18.14 question. Question is, what is bitmap indexing? Create a relation with 2 columns and 16 tuples and show an example of bitmap index on one or both. Okay. So if I give you an example, this will be your answer, because you have to create a relation. So creation of a relation is your task. You can ask me from book if it's not clear. Like from slides, if it's not clear, you can you can create any relation, make a table with 2 columns and add 16 tuples, and then you have to show that how you will be maintaining a bitmap index for that. So if you go to the relevant section from your book, like you'll find out that read the relevant text from book. It's written over there, and there is an example given over there as well, in which, like, if you have book, you can open the table which is mentioned on, which is figure 18.16. Okay, read the relevant text for bitmap index from your book, page number 665, figure 18.16. So if you understand this figure, then you will be able to solve it very easily. Yes, page number 665, figure 18.16. So if you understand this figure, so try to understand this, and then you will be able to solve this question very easily. See, for 17.28, if you think that the partial solution of 1127 is enough for you, I don't need solution of question number 17.27. I need solution of 28. So you can solve 27 for the information you need for 28. So I have asked for 17.28, solution for 17.28, not for 2 through 7. And don't submit me solution of 11.27 as well. I don't only need for 17.28. Now you are talking about chapter 17. Seek time, the seek time is the time it takes by the disk to rotate to the right location, to the right sector, to retrieve data. It depends on the structure, how your disk is organized. And like it depends on the parameters given for that. It is not dependent on any formula. Like if you see the structure given on, let me tell you exact page number. Okay, let me maximize this. Like if you read, go to page 591, you will find out that the description of seek time is given over there. And the seek time, you don't need to calculate seek time in this way without any information is given. The description of seek time is there where it is written that typical seek times are 5 to 10 milliseconds and on desktops and 3 to 8 on servers. Like the description of seek time is given on, let me go back, I was on page 591. This is the basic description of seek time, 591. Like you sometimes are asked to calculate seek time when the different scenarios are given. Like for example, if you read if you go to the figure 17.2 and if you see figure 17.1 and 17.2, you will see that a typical disk is given over there, and you are shown that how many cylinders are there and how many tracks are there. So if you are given a situation in which you are told about the number of tracks and number of cylinders, so you can calculate the seek time because it is the time taken by your seek arm to reach the required, like from where you have to read your data, whether it is a sector or block. So you can calculate according to that. So this control takes times to position to the correct track. So from where it has to read data, so the time is taken by that too. So can you tell me from where you read about the double buffering? We talked about this, and this was our first. I think chapter 17 we started in week 2 or week 3. So have you read this details about this from book? Buffering of blocks, page 593. It's like when you are doing inputs and outputs from in a buffer, and you are keeping the same data in your memory as well. So that's why it's called double buffering, because you are having two buffers containing the same data. So once it is collecting the data, putting it in main memory, and then collecting more data. This is why it's called double buffering. Like if you explore figure 17.3. Sorry, 17.4, you will see that how disk block processing is performed. Like disk block fill A, so the buffer for I/O fills A, and this block is now processing A, and now in time I plus 1, the one of the buffer is filling B, and the other one is helping to process A. So in this way, in two buffers are used for different purposes. See, when the double buffering means like there are two buffers being used. One of the buffer is collecting input, getting input, and the other is processing based on that input. So once the other one is processing, the first one is collecting the next item of data. So keeping in view that scenario that you have two buffers, you have to calculate all these things. Yes, two buffers. If you read the details about this are quite sufficient in book. Like if you read page 593, all the details about double buffering and the figure 17.4 explain it all in detail. It seems like you have started reading it now after getting assignment. This was we studied quite a long time ago. Yes, read the details about it in figure 17.4. Okay, figure 17.4 is quite clear. If you only understand that, you will be able to understand double buffering completely. Yes, it means I should give you assignment in every week so that you start reading regularly. Okay, don't worry. I'm joking. You have to read all chapters for midterm. So now I'm not giving you assignment in every week. But remember, for IT project management, I posted details about all assignments. But for database management systems, I have only posted for assignment 1. So I'll be posting about not for all, but for the deadlines for first three assignments today. So please keep on checking the announcement section. So I'll be pasting the details about first 3 assignments over there. Any other questions? Okay, you're welcome. Okay, I'm turning the microphone off. And if you find question, just type in the text panel and I'll answer it for you. And I'll be posting the details about first 3 assignments in the announcement section today. Okay? Thank you very much. And keep asking questions like you asked today. Thank you.